Happy summer, everybody. I'm Bridget Magnus, and this is Getting Real Estate in Vegas on the Vegas Video Network. Go ahead and send those questions and suggestions in by email to gettingreal@vegasvideonetwork.com. Of course, we do have a wonderful toll-free number for you to call and leave comments as well, and that number is 866-966-4599. In addition to those of you watching on the Vegas Video Network and via iTunes, I would like to give a nice warm welcome to those of you who are listening to us on the radio at KSHP AM 1400 on Friday evenings between 6 and 10 p.m. Be sure to check us out on all of our amazing formats. So then, we're going to get started with the Friday figures. All right, remember all of this data is from our local MLS system, harvested fresh this morning just for you and everybody else who's listening. We do have 14,410 available units. Now that number's staying real stable, but what it doesn't show is that the units in very desirable neighborhoods are still going super fast with multiple offers, and less desirable properties, particularly bigger properties, are slower to move. So please do keep in mind that you're going to have an easier time buying a 3,000 square foot house with 5 bedrooms than a 1,500 square foot 3-bedroom for the moment. Now, a median price on houses is $135,000, also very stable. Median price on those condos is only $62,000. Now, of that total, we do have 3,316 foreclosed homes. Those are owned by banks, by Fannie Mae, by HUD, and an assortment of other entities. We do also have 6,443 short sale properties available. That's where the bank is going to end up short money, so it's going to be a long time for you to buy it. In addition, 4,646 non-distressed properties. Median price on those is $180,000. In the last 30 days, we've sold 3,919 houses, which is seasonally up. Summer's here. Everybody wants to get moved while the kids are out of school. The median sales price, $110,000. The median list price, only $111,000. This is not the time for lowball bids, folks. We do also have 13,868 properties that have contracts written and signed on them that are waiting to close. And rentals, 3,947 with a median rent of $1,100. We do also have 2,401 recently signed leases with a median rent of $1,150. Now let's get on. We've got several news items for you today. Now, you may remember some weeks ago I talked about how HUD homes were going to be the next big thing, and lo and behold, it turns out that May was a record month for the sale of HUD homes. So this is a little prophecy that is coming to pass right now, make no mistake. Sales of homes nationwide are down 3.8%. This is less than was expected by the experts because, after all, this time last year we were just finishing up with the new the home buyers tax credit. One more bit of news: traffic through McCarran Airport up 5%. Great news for our local economy and, of course, all of our service industry workers. So I understand that we have a question.
We do, Bridget. Bob wants to know if you know what the average price on the 4 to 5 bedroom units might be.
Oh, you know, that's not something I have calculated recently. I can tell you that in my neighborhood that I keep very good track of, that number is running between about 190 and about 240. So, I mean, this is one neighborhood that's got a pretty big spread. Obviously, location is going to make a huge, huge difference when it comes to that number. Now, speaking of location, I did something really sneaky. I got you some footage inside a home in an age-restricted community. Don't tell anybody, I'm not 55, okay? All right, so this isn't an age-restricted community. It is at median price, which is still $135. This particular home was built by Del Webb in 1992. It is just under 1,200 square feet. Let's go ahead and get a picture of that house so you can see what it looks like. Cute little house. It is in an age-restricted community. There is a clubhouse, community golf, rec room, pool, RV parking, but you do pay for the privilege. Association fees run over $1,000 a month. Membership apparently has its privileges. You'll also notice this is a one-story house. That is extremely typical for age-restricted communities because, after all, they're going to be populated by older people. So are we ready to get inside and take a look? Terrific. Okay, I came in and took a look at this little dining room at the back and a big old kitchen with it's missing a refrigerator. It doesn't have quite all the appliances. This backyard is very well kept, and it does actually have a view of Sunrise Mountain if I were to go on out there to take a peek. Right now, we're just going to kind of take a look into this little pantry. Definitely adequate for many people's needs. Good old chandelier, and another look at that big backyard. The lot itself is over 7,000 square feet. So big old yard. You got a covered patio. No private pool, but remember you've got the community pool. It's very generous with the old ceiling fans, and we're going to take a quick peek out the front door. There's also a covered patio at the front of the house. Now we're going to head off towards the bedrooms, and there are two of them, but we're going to stop at the bathroom because it's necessary. So let's stop right here, though, because we do have a question.
And Nate wants to know, how old is the house?
Built in '92, so just shy of 20 years.
Ooh.
All right. If we can go on to the next bed. Oh, excuse me, I've got a closet. I'm sorry. I should have mentioned the closet first. Plenty of closet space because, well, you know, people need places to store their stuff. It is a 2-bedroom unit, but keep in mind we're not going to have a lot of kids living here in an age-restricted community. This is, I believe, the smaller of the 2 bedrooms. Now we're going to go on across the hall to the master bedroom, which features this great little punch-out at the back and a big old closet. And, yeah, I showed that off because it's so pretty back there. And now we're going to head off towards the bathroom where we've got a nice place to sit down and put on our makeup or what have you. And notice that the rails are already there for people who might have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub. So then I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything important about this place. And no, I pretty much wrapped that up really nice. So we're going to take a quick break for station ID and come back with real advice. Stay tuned.
It's VegasVideoNetwork.com. You're not using this one, right? Don't you dare use this one.
Real advice here on getting real estate in Vegas on the Vegas Video Network. And today we're going to be opening a black box. It's a mystery box. We're going to be looking a little bit at what happens in the mysterious title office. Now, here in Nevada, title and escrow are generally handled by the same office. At the escrow part of the equation makes sure that all the contracts are signed the way they're supposed to, all of the notary stamps are where they're supposed to be, and most importantly, all the money gets where it's supposed to be. The title side is a little bit more complicated, which is a shame because it's very, very important. The point of title insurance is to make sure, first off, that the seller has the right to sell the house and the buyer gets what's called a clean title. There's no liens, no reasons that the buyer couldn't turn around and sell it the next day. Title insurance is how they back up the claim that all of this information is right. And I strongly encourage you, even if you don't have a mortgage and are not required to get title insurance, go ahead, spend the few $100, make it happen because it protects you as a buyer or a seller. So what could possibly go wrong? Well, let me tell you what could go wrong. First off, particularly in today's market, if there has been a foreclosure, this is going to protect you against mistakes in that foreclosure. Robo-signing, forgetting to sign the third page of an 82-page document. All of these little things that might happen in the course of a foreclosure are things that are going to be covered by that title policy. Now, it is also going to protect you in the case that someone in the past has committed fraud. Perhaps somebody has, forged a signature. Perhaps somebody has sold a home that they don't have the right to sell. Perhaps somebody, just forgot to put it in their own name when they bought it from the previous owner. This is all stuff that should be caught by title and fixed before the buyer takes the property. Also, another place that you probably won't think about is if there's been a will. Let's say the last owner, 2 owners ago, 10 owners ago, died and left a will that might not have been executed properly. Title's going to find that. Title's going to make sure it is fixed. Incorrect legal descriptions. Now, I don't know if you've ever taken a look at the legal description of your home, but it's a paragraph of stuff that's rather complicated sounding, and even putting a comma in the wrong place can make a huge difference. So title is literally going to sit there and make sure that every single letter, every single comma, every single period, every single number is exactly what it's supposed to be. I do not envy them that job because it sounds rather tedious to me. They're also going to find it if there's a problem in the public records, which unfortunately does sometimes happen. And the last and probably most important thing they're going to do is protect you from any liens that might be on the property. Those liens would result from things like old bills. For example, let's say the previous owner put on a new roof and decided not to pay the roofer. Title's going to make sure the roofer gets paid. Let's say that a previous owner decided they weren't going to pay the power bill anymore. Title's going to find that and fix it. Also, let's say some previous owner had a little trouble with the IRS. I'm sorry, it's sad, but it does happen. Title is going to make sure that that is cleared up so that you are not left leaving the IRS owing millions of dollars to them. Okay, probably only thousands of dollars to you. But it is a pain in the butt to deal with the IRS, and you certainly don't want to deal with it. So then, title insurance, it's important. Go buy it. Only if you're buying or selling a house, of course. So do remember, if you want to get a hold of us, you can go ahead and do that at gettingreal@vegasvideonetwork.com, or our incredible, memorable toll-free number, 866-966-4599. Thank you again to those of us watching on the Vegas Video Network, on iTunes, and on KSHP AM 1400. We'll be back next Friday with more Friday figures. I promise I'm going to try and find a place in Henderson to do a tour real soon, so keep watching. See you next time. Drive safe.